Antitrust policy notice as usual. If anyone wants details, they can get it on the website, and our antitrust counsel, Andrew Updegrove, is always available to lend a hand. Uh, just one note, we've been using the American date format for all of our OpenChain slides and stuff, but that's really confusing because that's only the US. So I've moved our date formats to ISO 8601. Small side note, but now it'll be easier to find the dates. Roll call. I see we've got Alex, Katharina, Nicole, and Andrew on the line. This is a relatively short call because we have the big call in a few minutes for the work team. What I wanted to do was just give you a very quick overview of where we're at and where we're going next, in case you can't make that call. The Key Strategic Developments 2019, well, we had three goals going into the year set by the governing board: increasing the size of the conformance community, increasing the partner program, and build out activities in China, Japan, Korea, and India. So we succeeded in increasing the size of the community of conformance from 20 to 35 entities, and big thank you for everyone who helped with that. We have more than doubled the partner program in 2019, and we have a bunch of more announcements coming up. So we're very happy with that. And we managed to get the China, Japan, Korea, and India activities functional with work groups in every geography. And we also welcomed Taiwan, which was very nice. So a little bit ahead of ourselves in covering geographies. And I was just arranging with Oliver that we're going to have the beginning of the Germany work group in February 6th. Siemens are holding an event in Nuremberg on the 5th. They asked me to come over, and I said, well, can you also give us a room on the 6th to start the OpenChain Germany work group? And they said, sure. I'll start promoting that starting this week. So our current position is that we're networking hundreds of companies at this stage. Very happy with partners like PwC, CMS, and of course our smaller and more direct partners as well. I think in 2020 you're going to see some quite large entities join our partner program in areas like North America. But one of the things we're going to be focusing on as well is trying to find the bespoke law firms with people who can really help on details and have a great background. Our ISO preparation is going really well. So we're going to be completing the ISO Fast Track first half 2020 on target. ETA April, let's see, the paperwork might go back and forth a bit. We're going to be looking at large-scale rollout throughout the year, primarily probably through educating procurement departments once we have the ISO number. And second half 2020 onwards, we're going to be working on how do we make sure that companies onboarding to OpenChain who see it in contracts and so on can do so easily. So it's pretty much the path we mapped out last year, no surprises. One thing we had was a board meeting in the middle of December, on the 17th of December, and the board said that what they'd like to do is try to understand more clearly what's happening in the partner program and what's happening with the partners. So they've got 4 requests, well, 3 requests and 1 question. They would like to have a couple of slides outlining what you were doing last year and what you think you'll be doing this year, whether education, conformance, or consultancy is your primary focus around OpenChain. Expected client engagement, number of conformant entities on your side, ballpark revenue that OpenChain is usefully delivering to you. These metrics would be private from the partner to the project, but it would help us to understand where we're going on the economic side of OpenChain. And that leads us to the question, which is, what can the project do to help? And the idea here is that we get a grip on where OpenChain is in terms of your service provisions, what clients want, what type of evolution you see in the market, and then we position the project to support that as much as possible. Now, this is something that the board wanted to bring to your attention and so on. If you have any additions, comments, or criticisms, those are super welcome at this stage. So, as always, our idea is to build a partner program in partnership with you rather than simply mandate things. Though we are trying to get a handle on it so that as we scale with more and more partner requests globally, we have a clear picture on what works and what doesn't. I'm going to pause there and just see if there's any questions or comments. Alrighty, it looks like we've got 0 questions and 0 comments, which is fine. So it would be really great if you could send us those outline slides. You know, if you don't have all the details or cannot share the details at this juncture, that's fine. More information, the better, to help us get a handle on where this is going, and in particular, so we can forward plan how OpenChain and the Linux Foundation support the growth of the economics in this particular area. Our general belief is that the OpenChain standard is going to get a lot of user company mindshare this year. And we know that these companies will be asking questions. So this is really the vital 6 to 12 month period to make sure that we have things in place that make sure the user companies don't get lost. All right, so over to you. Is there anything you'd like to talk about? Any other business? Okay, well, very silent partners on this call, but that's okay. If you could get me the slides sometime in the middle of January, so I'm thinking somewhere in the region of 16 to 25 January, that would be super great. The board will be having phone calls or meetings about every 6 weeks, so I'll need to update them by middle of February. Sorry, did someone have a comment? Okie dokie. If that's it, and there's no other business, then we can wrap up here and move to the main OpenChain call in approximately 20 minutes. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. And as always, I'm also available for one-to-one discussions at any time. And in particular, I'm not traveling for a few weeks, so it's a good time to catch me on the phone. So that's it. Thank you all, and talk to you in a few minutes on the OpenChain work teams call.
Inte Shane, tack så mycket.
Take care.
Ja, talk to you later.